We all do it.
I'm not. I haven't been looking at you since we started.
So yeah, it's probably about time to zone out. I guess. No point to count down now, right?
Yeah. What's a countdown for?
What's up, guys? Welcome to pre-week's end, where we kind of get pretty relaxed after a 4-hour stream. So, welcome to the after party.
It was almost a 5-hour stream.
Oh yeah, oh good lord! It didn't feel like it. That's awesome.
That was definitely a record for us.
Yeah. The only other one I've ever done like that is Comic Burrito. Their Saturday night stream. It can go pretty long, and then they just start inviting everybody, and it turns more into a party than anything. And they might go until like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning my time, and they're in Michigan, so they're on your clock.
Oh yeah, they're on a normal clock. I'll probably still get it wrong. I think it's the effort that I put into trying to get it right that makes it so wrong.
I always feel like I'm trying too hard, yeah. I think that's what that is. Cool. So let me hit some buttons over here. I'm even tired of myself. I'm zoning out. All right. So pre-week's in May the 14th. You read Superman, right?
I did.
I wanted to ask you about Superman because I haven't really heard anything about it from you, and we've been on 2 streams where we didn't talk about it now. So
yeah, that's a record.
I know, right?
I was kind of intentionally trying not to talk about anything other than the 3 specific books that we were meant to talk about on Thursday. And Superman, I just didn't. It was fine, but I just don't care right now. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm kind of just so excited for the potential that's going on with Action Comics and the storyline that's being built over at Action Comics with War World and Mongol. That like I read Superman and found myself, man, this isn't what I want to be reading right now. I want this to be something else. I want this just to be the next continuation from Action, because they kind of bounce and they led from one book to another, and then they just all of a sudden decided not to do that with Action and then just keep going with just the Superman title. Like, man, the artwork over at Action is phenomenal. Like, I'm totally pumped for the way that ended. And yeah, it wasn't bad. Wanting something else.
There was somebody else had reviewed. Maybe I'm gonna go with Rock and Robbie on this one, I think. But yeah, he kind of said the same thing. Like, it was cool, but after the artwork and Action, the last Action Comics, like, he just felt like it was so much less engaging this go around. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't think it was like nearly up to that standard. Like, I definitely noticed it's not the same, but at the same time, it didn't bother me. I mean, there was even a point in the dialogue where I'm pretty sure Philip Kennedy Johnson had to do a dialogue rewrite after he saw the artwork to explain what happened with Jonathan's eyes there, because like that's not really generally something you would see explained. It's not usually something you would see explained in the dialogue, but because I feel like it didn't really explain itself properly in that moment visually, it was like, yeah, you need to kind of tackle this,
Yeah. I do think I don't know if it would have been necessarily a rewrite, because that at this point it looks like the book is lending itself a lot to what's coming soon. So we're going to probably be seeing not like more of that specifically, but more things like that. Just kind of like you made the comment after Action in one of our discussions where like this dynamic with Clark and Jonathan isn't like I've got to get him ready. He's ready. We're going to be getting a couple of moments up until the inevitable thing that's going to happen where they're showing us different ways that he's ready. How is he set aside from Clark? How is he less than? How is he more than? And this was a moment showing where he's more than, and giving us that little X factor about his character, where him being half Kryptonian half human, adds that X factor where we don't know what his peak is or his potential is and stuff like that. So I thought it was a really important moment for the dynamic of his character moving forward, especially when he's solo. Like we don't really know what to expect or not to expect. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this issue. I thought it was fun the way that
Mhm.
everything played out. I thought there was a lot of great moments, like whenever whenever he realizes, like Clark drops some narration there that really like hits you in the feels for a minute there,
Mhm.
and then the way that it kind of plays out toward the end there is like Clark kind of realizes what's going on. And I thought, I don't know, I really enjoyed the writing, I guess is my point. I think his writing in
Mhm.
this was still spot on. I think
Oh
the
yeah,
visuals just really pulled some people out of it. And that's a
I
little
don't.
disappointing.
Yeah, I hate. I after going from like Ivan Reis to whoever it is on Superman in action for the first three issues, and then getting I guess I'm hoping it wasn't just a substitute artist in action. I'm hoping that that's going to be the stable moving forward, because good God, it
Yeah.
was awesome. I mean, it was good. Like
Yeah.
that was good
Yeah, it was so rock
interiors right
solid.
there. And it was awesome hearing Nick's Kicks this morning talk about Ivan Reis, because I talk about him a lot. Like he's one of
Yeah.
like my gold standards for interior artists. The guy who's doing Batman Superman right now, that's like
Mhm.
that's like peak interior artist quality right there. Like where it's not it's not stylized in any way, like how Momoko's very anime heavy. That's the anime style, or the regular
Mhm.
Superman right now is very animation style. Ivan Reis is just crisp superheroes. Like whoever's doing the interiors on Suicide Squad is very Ivan Reis to me. Like it's just dynamic. It's solid. It's specific. It's just really really good.
Yeah.
Is now the backup story that they've done. They have two different backup stories going on with the super titles. You have Metropolis, which is focusing on like Jimmy Olsen, Bilbo, and stuff like that. But you also have the Midnighter backup story, which has been absolutely off the rails cool. Except that last one seemed like a lot of just filler. Which when you only have about like what 6-8 pages to work with, you don't have much room for that. But uh, I'm all in on the Midnighter stuff,
Yeah,
even
I
though I
will
wasn't too
say,
big of a
like,
fan of the last one.
yeah, I felt the same way. The Midnighters backup story, it had me, and then it kind of lost me with that last one. It was just, yeah, it felt like nothing was really happening. And then even the other one with the bug guy and stuff, like it's really goofy, but I don't know, it's like not fun enough to be that goofy, I guess. And yeah, Sean Lewis is one. I love his work. Bliss. Well, let me say Thumbs. Thumbs is what introduced me to Sean Lewis. It's what hooked me. I really love that book. And then Bliss, it's on its seventh out of 8 issues, but 6, 7, and 8 this year have just been like, I don't know what he's doing anymore. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what happened. It's like his stuff that he's doing in Superman, I'm just not really into. And then because he even did the what was it, Superman of Metropolis and Future State, and that one didn't really hook me. And so I feel
Yeah.
like his Superman stuff has not been hooking me, and I wonder how
I
much
think
of
it's
it
the
is like
characters.
could be, could be. I just wonder like how much of his focus is still on certain things, because like Bliss, his own like independent series with Image, like the first 5 issues were solid, and those were all like pre-hiatus, and then he took this hiatus for like December and January
Oh,
and
okay. I know what
February.
book you're talking about now, because I remember you doing the new comic book day video with Bliss, that Image book that you said had been gone for months, and now they're back with like an issue 6 or something like that. It had that weird
Yeah,
robotic looking chick on the cover or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I wonder what happened to him, because Future State, that was him on Superman and Metropolis, and I didn't think that was a very good story either. And
It
that
wasn't
started
very
what, in
strong at all.
January?
Yeah.
So I
And
wonder, like this
Cocan
year he's
pointed
been
out
off.
that was like a direct retelling of a Silver Age story too. So he wasn't even like pulling hard for it either.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is like I think it was a great idea to start with a character focused story versus story content focused story, like how the first few issues of Philip Kennedy Johnson's titles have been like, who cares what's going on in the background, It's 100% about just the connection between the father and son. Everything else is literally just background. It has nothing to do with the grand scheme of things. Like months from now, when you're telling this story, you have nothing to tell about the plot. It's just about what happened with the father and son dynamic. But there's been a lot of that with the Superman stuff. The Superman of Metropolis, it was all about Jonathan's dynamic with Kara and like just has his standing as Superman. Nothing about the actual Brainiac stuff mattered. Wasn't even relevant. So I wonder if that's like a style of writing that's comfortable and easy. Not being a writer
Yeah.
myself, like I feel like I'm seeing it all of a sudden for the first time, and now I'm wondering if it's just like a lazy way of writing or it's a specific way of writing to try to get a different point across or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know because I'm pretty sure he's also involved with the Spawn universe stuff. Like
Mhm.
him, Donnie Cates, and I want to say a couple of other people were all tapped by Seth MacFarlane to help with that. So I also wonder, like, because we also seen
Odd.
Donnie Cates not really knock it out of the park this year. I wonder if they didn't start working on that like back in November and December, and they're so focused on being part of Spawn that they're kind of slacking on the other side of things.
Might be. I'm
I
hoping
mean,
there's
it's
good
probably
stuff
just
out of that
conjecture
Spawn
and
universe.
projection, but it seems like the kind of timeline that would kind of line up.
Absolutely. Dave just left a message on our video from this morning. He's like, "Wow, you guys were on for over 4 hours." Yeah, it got out of hand.
Yeah, yeah, and he missed it. What the heck? We gave you a 4-hour window to show up.
Yeah, we really made
Cowabunga,
it
Ruben.
possible for everybody.
Yeah.
It was fun. Definitely fun.
hmm Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm excited for Spawn Universe. I'm not crazy about Donny Cates, but I'm looking forward to that. The what does that say? L's Cot book is going to be awesome as well. I
I'm
don't
not
know what
sure.
L's Cot is.
Not sure if that's a Donny Cape book coming or something.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Dude, on a on
Hmm.
a side note, like I scored another subscriber today, so I hit 790 for like the sixth time, right? And not even joking or over exaggerating. For the sixth time, I hit 790 subscribers in the past 2 days. Well, somewhere along the day while I was out and about, it dropped back down to 789. So in the future here, who knows when, I'll hit 790 subscribers for the seventh time. Just it goes up one, down one, up one, down one. That's crazy.
I gained and lost one the other day for the first time in a long time, but I've still went up pretty consistently lately.
Yeah, the past 2 days, it's just been staying right where it's at. It's going up and down at the same
Yeah.
exact point.
Um, trying to think about what we haven't talked to death in the last like 6 hours of streaming we've done over the last
What
2 days.
about what are your thoughts on Seven Secrets? That came out this week. I went to the LCS today and picked up the other portion of my weekly haul today.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what did you grab?
So I grabbed the Gleason Man Thing second print where they added
Oh, okay.
just different elements to the cover, which hashtag not my swamp thing, but Man Thing's still cool, and I think this is a really good Gleason webhead style variant. They added some red to it. You got red on you. Shaun of the Dead reference. But then I got that Fighter Shadow from Zdarsky that I'm very excited about. Man, probably going into the week, this has got to be the one that I'm most excited
Oh,
about
that's a
reading.
pretty cool cover.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, dude, it's insane. It's just a bunch of skeletons in the red. But
Yeah,
of course, we
it's a
talked
cool
that up.
cover.
Yeah, it is. I see what you're talking about with the matte style finish. And I think
Yeah,
it definitely lends well to presenting it. But man, if Zed would have been glossed and the rest would have been matted, how cool would that have been?
actually, I was thinking what would have been a great variant, like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 25 variant or something, would be if they just glossed Zordon's tube and
Oh
the
yeah,
like the metal and the tubing on Zed, like just gloss those elements, and maybe even the. No, I would just do those two elements and leave the rest of it in that matte.
Yeah. And then of course, this is like the second one on my list. I mean, if this wasn't coming out this week, this would be my number one.
Yeah,
Excited to read like just new material, and man, that first issue was good. It was well written, well paced, kind of creating like a very exciting story to get into. But man, this has got to be the best independent book that's on shelves right now. There's a lot of good stuff out right now. The Department of Truth, Something is Killing the Children, Geiger has potential, but this has got to be the book that delivers on every check mark that's on the board. Like Tom Taylor is crushing on this title, man.
yeah. The way people talk about it sounds like a good mix of like action, drama, and intrigue.
Dude, I don't know how to describe it anymore, to be honest with you. Just like
Yeah, I
giving
know
it
you
full
said
credit
number
where it's
6
due.
is basically like number 1 with plenty of black background.
Like my head exploded, like literally exploded. Kyle looked like Jackie Kennedy when I was done reading it, just covered in brain.
Yeah.
The Jason Aaron's Avengers run was unreadable. I'm trying to remember which run that was. Is that the Phoenix stuff that went on here recently?
It might be. Yeah, that's what I
I
was
know
just
they
saying. Like
what was
everybody
that
talks
Moon
about how
Knight
good
run?
his Thor run was, but then they talk about his Avengers run like he's one of the worst writers ever. So I don't know what happened with all that. I don't. Was it the current stuff? Because I read 30, like Avengers 33, the first Moon Knight issue, and that was pretty sweet. I enjoyed that, and I heard that that whole little run was pretty good. I kind of wanted to check out the trade on that, but um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who was writing that, and I don't know if it went bad after that or if people thought that was bad or what. But I thought the Moon Knight bit was pretty good, at least in that first issue he shows up in.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't.
he just like goes through like taking
Haven't read
people out.
Avengers in a hot minute. Like I was feeling very Marvel deprived because I mean, just despite how much I talk about Marvel and DC and Marvel need to stepping it up, I still love all the characters over at Marvel. You know, I still love Captain America, still love Spider-Man. I want to be reading their titles. I want to be excited for them. But the last time I just tried to throw myself out there and pick up something so that I'm reading more Marvel and hope to get invested, it was the Empire run. God, that was the worst event in the history of comic books, period.
Sweet. Tyler's here. Tyler sucks.
Wow. Oh, is that the package?
The package. Yeah, this is should be some stickers that Tyler sent.
Make yourself bigger.
Oh. That didn't work.
Next one over.
Oh,
Hey,
there we go. See, you can teach me a thing or two about this technology stuff. I don't know why. I have a letter opener right there.
Is it gold and sharp and meant
no.
to take a shot at the comic vet?
Damn it. I don't even know where it's at now. Oh. No, it's purple, actually.
Looks like a little teddy bear print.
Yeah, it's one my wife got from somewhere. First Pediatrics, Home and Healthcare.
DJ said Philip Kennedy Johnson wrote a fun Captain America Empire miniseries. The only thing that had the Empire imprint on it that I read besides the main title was the Avengers Fantastic Four, one or two issues leading into it, and one random issue of X-Men that Finn picked up to read in the store. And he didn't really damage it, but I felt like it was. So I bought it and read it, and it was actually really good. It was just Magneto coming out of his naked little slumber in his bedroom to go wreck some tree people. That was pretty cool.
Hashtag Tyler sucks.
Sincerely, Tyler and Lee. That was from the heart.
Right? From the heart to the heart.
He's okay.
They have a great one in here too. Boom.
Is that the Invincible one? Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. How can I?
So is that supposed to be Invincible and Alan the alien?
I think so. Seth Rogen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like hanging out on the moon. I like the colors. Here's the classic. Wow. Here's the thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, and Tyler's negative space.
Yeah, just goatee Tyler.
That's great. And then whenever I got off the live stream, I had to go run some errands. And so as I was leaving the house, the mailman, like I walked out the front door and the mailman drove off out by our fence, you know. And so as I was pulling out of the driveway, I stopped and grabbed the mail, and this was in there. And he had just asked me, I think earlier today, if I had got the stickers. And I was like, no, not yet. So whenever I got it, I shot him a picture real quick, you know, showing him that I got it. And but I didn't want to open it in my car. I didn't want to lose anything. So I was like running all my errands, and he messaged me like, he's like, hey, did you open it? And I was like, no, I was going to do it later. Now I know why. Heck yeah, dude. Look, it's all like golden and blinged out, and then you got the colored, like I think the colorful books with all the like gold and stuff, or I guess it's yellow, but
Looks
I
like it
think
has
those
Ben
colors
Big
are solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Cool. And then there was, oh, it's Venom and Spider-Man in black and white.
Yeah, that's the Austin LeMay variant.
Ah, but
Hashtag Austin's better than Peach.
this might be one of my favorites. Cool card, but boom. We promise. I need to spoof their intro at some point for something. I don't know what, but I just love the way Hillman Lee every time. Welcome to Whack. No, yeah, fucking Whack Comics.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Lee said that started out. He accidentally really slipped up on his words the first time he did it. As soon as he did it, he's like, dude, that works. I'm going to continue to do that.
Yeah, I love that intro every time. It gets me poof, right in the gut every time. It reminds me of whenever I said that one dumb video and y'all like.
You froze a little bit.
I froze a little bit.
Yeah.
Did I unfreeze a little bit as well?
Yeah, you re-unfroze just a little bit. It worked out.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we missed the point about the dumb video, unfortunately.
Oh, when I sent the dumb video that you and Steve went and copied the intro, I didn't know I was making.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I know what this is. And so it could go hand in hand with the giveaway that I'll be doing if it is what I think it is. I mean, honestly, it probably is what I think it is. But, you know, I need to disclaim myself in case I have to back out of promises I made earlier. I have real commitment issues.
That letter opener has commitment issues.
It really does. Needs to commit to a sharpener. Also, it's probably not the best thing to use for this, but my dumb giant gold knife is in the other room. It's probably like running around in some kid's hands, like with what's his
Where it
name?
should be.
No, Remy Q's meat cleaver.
Oh,
Remember that video where he's like, the meat cleaver's missing. I should go find that.
yeah. A couple of his videos ago, he was doing a live and was talking about the chainsaw unboxing and how to one up it. And I said they should do a bow and arrow unboxing because you get the watch time as well. Might take a while.
Is that the one when he shot the arrow through the fence?
Yeah, in that video. That's what sparked that conversation.
All right. I don't think I can win this, so we'll just Dino Thrashers.
So isn't that a Kickstarter?
Yes, these are books from. This is the first book from a Kickstarter. This was the guys that I interviewed.
Yeah.
They were my first interview and my first repeat interview because now they're doing Dino Thrashers 2. So he sent me 2 copies of the first one. He said I can keep one and give one away, and I said, "Cool, I will give one away." So
And now that they're two different covers, how's that going to work?
oh,
You just sent you 2 copies of the same cover.
yeah, well, I'll let whoever wins choose. I'm just gonna do a comment picker thing.
So these are the guys that said that they're kind of likening it after like Street Sharks and Moto Mice from Mars and the whole '90s kind of thing, right?
Sort of like their focus. They're probably like 5-6 years older than us. So for them, it's mostly influenced by like GI Joe and Transformers and stuff like that. But there's also the artist himself is actually a few years younger than us. So for him, he draws the influence from more like Beast Wars and um, those other shows, Power or Ninja Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars, and stuff like that. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, they have some cool covers. This was their first. It wasn't their first Kickstarter, but it was the first Kickstarter for this series, and now they're doing their second one. I think the second one's called Fire and Ice. And oh wait, that's back where I was at earlier.
What's the premise
so,
to it?
I don't know because I haven't read the first one. Yeah. Yeah, so what I do know about it is it's about these dinosaurs. I want to say they're like alien dinosaurs. They come from another planet or something. But they come to Earth, and it's from there. It's kind of like Transformers. It's like 2 alien species that were at war somewhere else land here on Earth, and now have their war on Earth. And so, like over the course of the book, they learn a little bit about Earth, and they get new weapons and stuff, and they upgrade their equipment and stuff. And so, in that sense, I would say it's kind of like Transformers in story, I guess. But a lot of the action and stuff is kind of like the cool, like military spy type action from GI Joe. So it's a pretty cool project. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, and that way y'all can see. And Dino Thrashers 2, I'm going to have that video. I'm gonna link that in the description, and that way y'all can go to that video. Or is it even out? See, I should be better prepared for everything, but I never am. I've been too busy streaming all day, apparently. Okay, we'll start. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. I did something on my own. All right, so
Are
Dino
you?
Thrasher 1.
Hey, monkey.
Current day. In an archaeological dig, two archaeologists, Maxwell Trekker and Amanda Wilson, and their interns, Christian Tracker and Shelby McNamara, discover an orb that doesn't belong in the grasp of a 50 million year old fossil. Come to find out, this little rock is in actuality an alien homing beacon for previous inhabitants that just so happens to be
No,
the relatives to our Earth dinosaurs. So yeah,
Brandon, can
you
we
have a
talk
team of
about the
dinosaurs.
name choices? They named a character Christian Tracker.
Yeah, and Maxwell Tracker. They got some
Christian
McNamara's in there.
Tracker. Find me some
Every time you
Christians
want
now.
every time you want to find you want like rich and powerful people in name, you just put McNamara at the end of it. Cool character designs. Boom, boom, boom. Back from the past to make evil extinct. Oh, okay, so this one's the variant cover. Actually, both of these are variants, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this is Noah Ray. I don't think he's on Twitter, but if you're on Instagram, he is on Instagram under Noah C. Ray. He does pretty cool artwork. I like his stuff. He's still developing as an artist, but he keeps on getting a lot better, like really fast. And I listened to him on his podcast. Him and Matt have a podcast, and the way that he asks questions, like, I think is really cool. Like he asks a lot of like questions that show you that like he's trying to get better and he's trying to better understand his craft. And so, I like the way he thinks about and approaches the artwork as an artist. And so you got
What else? Do you know anything else he's worked on yet?
Noah Ray. I think he's done like some short stories and stuff, but I'm not sure where you could find those. That's him there. Noah Ray. This is Mike McCarthy. He's the writer. He was in the first interview. He's not in the second one. Alfred Kabillion. And Matt is the other person I've interviewed a couple times.
So it's a large creative team on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a solid team of 4 to 5 people. I think they added somebody in the second one. Oh. And yeah, so they're running their Kickstarter right now. I think they're funded or they're close. Good Lord, I should know more than I do.
Yeah, I think that about you all the time.
Yeah, so they're 17 days to go. So they're right at halfway through. And they're a little over halfway through their funding goal. So that's good. They're doing really good there. Let me.
Do Kickstarters only stay up for a month?
Do what?
Do Kickstarters only last for 1 month?
Kind of. It's up to you. You can do them for. I don't think there's just like. I don't think you can do them however long you want, but the standard is usually 30 days. I think there's like 14-day Kickstarters, 30 days, 45 days, and 90 days or something like that. But most people, especially in the comic book world, they do 30-day Kickstarters. So that's what this one is. Because I think the first one they did like 60 days or 45 days or something. And they said like they felt like they were dying by the end. It's so stressful. Boom. Man, these are some really cool images.
Yeah, the artwork's fantastic in there.
Yeah, I really like the way they use the lights and stuff. Look at those crystals. That silhouette.
Said every meth head ever.
Probably.
Look at those crystals. Shards.
They're glowing, man. yeah, so they got some really cool stuff happening going on in here. They have all these like cool anthropomorphic dinosaurs and mammoths and stuff.
Have you watched any more of Jupiter's Legacy yet?
No, I'm only 4 episodes in.
That's not bad. You're halfway.
Yeah.
That's one thing we surprisingly didn't talk a lot about this morning.
I like that background. Yeah, I thought it was going to come up because we almost did talk about it at one point, but nobody
We
ever
kind of
really followed
started the
through on it.
stream with it a little bit, but yeah, no follow up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was right at the beginning, huh? Yeah, so this is for issue 2 here. Like I said, they're about halfway through, so go check this one out. And I'm going to sound really dumb here, but I'm pretty sure I haven't dropped the second interview, have I?
For Dino Thrashers?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. The other one that I remembered you doing was a long time ago.
Yeah, okay, so only the first episode of that has come out. So I'm going to drop the second one tomorrow. And whenever I do, we'll have to do a giveaway in the comment section there. So hashtag Dino Thrashers. Whenever that drops tomorrow, leave a comment there. Hashtag Dino Thrashers. And we'll get you into a drawing to win one of these covers. I'll let the winner choose. I don't even mind. Is there a way to get me over there?
Yeah, you just have to stop screen sharing.
It's always something.
Oh, wow, you're screen sharing, but it's changed. I haven't done that before.
I bet I can just remove it from the stream.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so there's 2 awesome covers here. I'm going to drop the second interview for Dino Thrashers tomorrow. It was a blast. I talked to Noah and Matt, and we talked about Dino Thrashers too. We also talked about a lot of other stuff. They're really great guys. They have this awesome podcast called Constructing Comics. If you're on Twitter, look for me there. One of my recent tweets actually has all of their tag information. But they're great guys. Their podcast is really cool. They are comic book creators. And so if you like the way that I look at comics and like how they're made and created, these guys do a great podcast that also goes into the creation and making of a comic book. So that's really cool. They do some cool interviews, and they also do breakdowns of some of your favorite comic book shows and movies, as well as issues of things like Tom King's Batman, Catwoman, and Rorschach, and the other one that he has going right now, Strange Adventures. Yeah, so they break down a lot of those books, like Tom King stuff, and there's a couple of others they've done. So I really like their podcast. I really like the way that they think about storytelling and making comics. Dino Thrashers, I've seen all the imagery and stuff, and I think it's really cool. I haven't got to read it myself yet, so I might be reading one of these copies. But I will drop the full interview tomorrow, and I'll look for all the comments, and I'll do a giveaway sometime next week, maybe next Friday, 7 days.
Boom.
So that'll give you 7 days to get over there, watch that interview, comment, hashtag Dino Thrashers, and then I'll do a random drawing on next Friday's pre-week's end for everybody that commented.
Nice. You've
There, I pulled it together at some point.
yeah, came together like butt cheeks.
So yeah, cool stuff. Any other books you want to mention?
Yeah, I'm just looking at stuff that's around me. Radiant Black's horrible. Dropped it from my pool.
I disagree with horrible, but
yeah.
yeah, I would say I was a little bored by that last issue.
Yeah, well, that's how I define horrible when it comes to comics. If it bores me, it's horrible. We Live is the opposite of horrible, whatever that would be. I feel bad that I didn't pick up more of those issue 1 variants before it kind of exploded.
While y'all are all over there at Twitter looking through my tweets, I also tweeted out my home screen earlier today because it was asked for.
Awesome.
I was thinking I need to like change or update my home screen, and I was like, nah, it's too good.
Don't let her chew on it, please.
Like in the 3 years that I had my previous phone, I think I had two different home screens on it. So I really don't change them often. I usually pick something I really like and stick with it for a while.
I just take whatever the most recent, because Jang's art lends very well to home screens. So I
Mm.
pretty much, for the most part, take whatever his most recent pre-order is. Like, I order it, I'm hyped about getting it, and I throw it on the background of my phone. But I'm not gonna. Did you see the haha cover that I said was gonna drop later today?
Yeah.
It dropped, but I'm not gonna put that on the background of my phone. I don't. But I do have that acid rain REIGN background. I think that looks.
Mm.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
Great colors on it.
Mm-hmm.
Justice League Last Ride was fantastic. Chip Zdarsky is doing some cool stuff over there with that. I'm excited. I'm really excited to break it down and spoil that. He's crafting a very, very intriguing angle to come at the Justice League from, where they're familiar characters, but he's starting them off on very, very unfamiliar footing, which I think is really cool. And he's I got hit right in the fan service on that one as well, with a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I mean that, so it got me really personally hyped about that. Batman the Detective, dude, solid, strong issue. Did you read the first one?
Nope.
Oh man, I really wish you would. It's only a
This
six
guy.
issue mini. Yeah, it's only a 6 issue mini. Yes, sir. But the, oh no, but yeah, it was a really good second issue. Like, if you got to be reading Batman stuff, it's toward the front of the pack. It's out. I don't know. Inside of the long list of Bat titles, it's a breath of fresh air. Hey, Monkey, do you really need to watch the Shawshank Redemption right now? What do you mean?
The Shawshank Redemption. That's
She's
awesome.
like, I have a giant library of movies right on the other side of me over here, and she walks up and just goes and hey, 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 go get that. Go get that one. Go get it, or just give it to me. No, 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 no. That's a digital.
That's all what? What is going on over there?
It's a digibook.
A digibook.
Yeah, they're special edition movies. They
Oh.
started making Blu-rays in a format that they were originally intended to be made. It comes with like this collectible book built into it.
So what about the Snyder news? You never commented back on that.
I woke up right before we were about to go live, man, and I saw you send it, and I clicked and saw the picture of it. So was that something? I didn't read the article. Was that something that he had to work on later down the road, or what?
They don't say in the article. I feel like this is information. Like there was no new information to this other than somebody got a picture of him holding this video up on a phone as some kind of Q&A or something.
Showing that he did have somebody come in and film some Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
I want to say that I heard it was a video. It might have been just a steal like that, but it's the fully rendered version of what his Green Lantern was going to look like. And I
Yeah, that's
believe this is a
insane.
picture that was leaked off of somebody's phone from like, months, if not years ago. It's not a post-COVID leak. Well, it's but it's not like a post-COVID kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like it's
dude,
not something new that happened the other day. It's something that somebody's had on their phone for a long time and somehow it leaked.
I would have loved to see that come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to tell. This is just like a screen grab at distance and stuff, and they blow it up, and it still looks kind of rough. But I mean, even this like low quality stuff looks way better than what Ryan Reynolds had going on. So I don't know. It would kind of be interesting to see this. I wouldn't mind it.
Maybe again, we've talked about this with HBO Max having original shows coming. It would be effortless for them to be able to make the right phrasing, mention the right thing to tie him into the Snyder verse, and maybe with the Green Lantern show, we'll see some of the more popular known lanterns like John or Kyle, Hal, and not just kind of the Far Sector or Jessica Cruz. I don't know if they're going with Simon or what.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I think if you were to give Snyder, I would like to say if you gave Snyder 6 episodes, like 6 hour long episodes and a decent budget, I would like to say I think he would turn out something great. I'm a little concerned that he would still want to make 8 episodes worth of material.
Yeah. What you do is you want 6 and tell them you need 4.
Yeah, right. Like that's the only thing. Like I understand his full vision. It like there was a lot of really good stuff in there, but it's just still bloated. Like I wish the guy could like figure out how to fit what he wants into these limits, and
He doesn't
maybe
work
by
in
giving
any
him a
kind of
full 6
parameters.
hours, yeah, like maybe if he has a full 6 hours, he'll get it right. But man, like the Snyder cut is so hard to
He's the
watch.
kind of guy, if you invited him to tell a story around the cosmic campfire, the fire would burn out.
Yes. He's just a little long in the tooth,
Yeah. I'll give him that. I'm total fanboy here, but I'm not delusional.
You're starting to sound like me. I'm not delusional.
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy person. What makes me look so crazy?
You want to go nuts?
But yeah, I think like if you gave him enough time, he could turn out something pretty solid. And I wouldn't mind seeing like a 6 episode, 6 hours in episodic format. Like that I think I would like to believe he can do something great with that.
Yeah, I don't think he could. I know he could. Just I have faith
No
in the
more
guy.
Schneider. Is that what Scarlet Witch said in House of M? No more Schneider.
Is that a declarative statement? Is that a wishful statement?
I don't know if that's a hashtag movement or if that's a known
I
statement.
think that's just taking. I'm thinking it's going to be just taking into account what Warner Brothers' plans are, because their plans are to have no more Snyder anything, as well as to crap on the legacy of anything he touched, like they did with that news drop on Henry Cavill's birthday.
Yeah, it's man, like I am not like a Henry Cavill stan, but good lord, the way that they handled all the stuff. It reminds me of whenever, what was it, like a year ago? Or maybe not even a year ago, maybe like 6 months ago, whenever they announced they were switching creative teams on Detective Comics. And like apparently DC didn't even like, have the cojones to go tell the old themselves. Like they found out through the press release that basically they were getting kicked off the book. I was like, man, that's just
That's
like a
rough.
dirty move, That's how that
Yeah, we
Henry.
have. No, I don't know if I'm frozen or Ryan's frozen. It looks like Ryan's frozen. So yeah, that is how the Henry Cavill thing, when he just gets informed of the news while on the job. And we had a restaurant here in Augusta called TGI Fridays that one day the employees came to work and they saw that there's just signs on the door that says now closed. And that's how Warner Brothers kind of handles a lot of stuff, where they just for whatever reason they don't want to do something or don't want to commit to something, instead of just being straightforward about it or making the proper announcements or working with their employees. They just start working past them and acting like they don't exist or they're not even there. And it's absolutely a shame that they would treat their staff or their employees like that. as people like Henry have been absolutely good to them through the uncertainty that's been their cinematic universe. And they're crap.
I am really excited for Suicide Squad. I really like the monkey stuff that Matt Reeves did.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. There we go.
Someone say monkey stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the way that he
Mm,
Planet of the Apes stuff. Like I think that could be a really cool Batman take in there. I still honestly just don't know how I feel about Pattinson. Like he was a terrible actor, but I know he's done a lot of stuff that they've said he's gotten better at. I haven't seen it, so I
what do
don't
you mean
know.
he's a
But
terrible actor? The dude is on fire, dude. He's a great actor. If all you're springboarding it off of is Twilight,
well, yeah, that's
that's
what I'm
not
saying. Like
fair.
the only thing I know of
No,
him is Twilight, and that was terrible. Nothing was good
no,
about
go
those movies, though. Either I'm
go
not
watch.
saying that like he was bad in a good movie.
All
Like
right, first off,
he didn't have
Christina,
the structure to be good.
the girl who sang that song that's like so famous from Twilight, Christina Perry, she should be a national treasure. So before you say nothing's good about those movies, let's watch it.
That's the first time I've ever heard that name.
Oh, that's a shame.
National Treasure. That's
She's
big stuff
fantastic.
there.
It is. You should go back and check it out. Just that song. Don't watch the movies. Just go check out her music. She's great. What is it? Yeah, makes them fly. But go watch Lighthouse with Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. It is amazing. Have you seen Tenet?
Mm-mm.
That's on HBO Max now. It popped up there like a week
Oh, it
ago.
is. Oh, I didn't
Yes,
even
the
know it
new
was out.
Christopher Nolan movie, dude. It is.
Yeah,
You better not
I
be
mean, I knew they
multitasking
did
when you
like
watch
that
it.
limited. Yeah, I know they did all the limited theater stuff, but I didn't know it was on HBO Max. I
Yeah,
might
it's like
actually watch
legit
that.
on there now. You know what I mean? So it should be there for more than 28 days. It's just part of the catalog now. But
Well, they already
it's
sent me an email that Wonder Woman's coming back. So
yeah,
they're like 28 days or whatever, but then it comes back like 3 months later. Oh well,
yeah.
I
When the
can deal with that.
DVDs and stuff or whatever it is, it's just like on a regular schedule, which is cool. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to go to a theater or be punished and not have movies. So I think it's cool what Warner Brothers did, like playing the best you could in the what's going on. But Tenet was really cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot. You cannot multitask when you're watching it.
Oh, no doubt,
Taneshi
it's a
Coates,
Christopher Nolan movie.
shoot,
It's gonna be the
I'm
most experience you've ever had, and you're gonna love it anyway.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Coates at all. He's
I,
great at
I
writing
mean,
trash.
I can tell you based on conjecture, I'm not a fan of him. I've never read any of his work though, so I couldn't tell you my personal opinion on him. But based on what I know of what people think of his work, um, I would say I'm not really that interested, to be honest.
He's well, just like what if you look at anything else he does, he kind of just writes a bunch of his political ideology and everything into everything he writes, and a bunch of racial identity politics into everything he writes instead of necessarily writing a character. I mean, there's places in comics for that, but that's not the only place of a comic book, and that's just what he does. And that's if you're going to give him a Superman title and then make it a Black Superman title, you know that's why they called him in. That you know that's what he's about to do.
Yeah,
Just
at the
ridiculous.
risk of getting canceled, I feel like he's kind of a diversity hire in a sense.
Yeah,
Because I think he's like got this strong black voice in a strong black community, and I feel like people know that his writing itself isn't that good, but his name does sell, especially when you put it behind some kind of um, no offense, but social justice project. That's going to draw in the crowd that you want drawn in by that kind of statement. So I feel like it's a thing where like they want J.J. Abrams to make a Superman movie for them, and they want Coates' name on it to and maybe like some of his input on the themes and thematic structure of it. I don't know how well that's going to work. I feel like we're all kind of sour on J.J. Abrams right now, and Coates is a little bit too politicizing of things. So I don't know how strong this is going to be if they're going to have to put like Michael B. Jordan on it to really
he
save the
won't touch it.
project.
Yeah, he said he's
I
not
would hope
touching it.
not.
Said he
Yeah, I
wants no
hope
part
not.
of that. And not that he doesn't want a part of Superman, he wants no part of what he obviously sees they're doing. He knows that this
That's
isn't
it's a social
this
justice
movie.
one.
Yeah, they're not trying to make a good Superman movie. They're just trying to make a statement. They're trying to take the most iconic superhero there is and try to turn him into a champion for a political statement. And that's not how you make a movie. That's how you participate in a movement. And that's not what a movie is. A movie is not a leader of a movement. It's a movie. It's meant for entertainment. You can make
Yeah,
your points inside of a movie without
yeah,
making the
yeah. I
movie
like good social
your
commentary
point.
layered into my movies, but I don't want
Hmm.
my movie to be a social
Look
commentary.
at the Joker. Like, talk about perfectly balanced with
Yeah.
the income
Yes.
inequality. That was the highlight piece of the social structure of that movie. But that's not what that movie was about.
Yeah.
The character was set inside of that social construct. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm afraid this is going to be a little even like Black Panther, that first Black Panther movie, like good lord did it say so much about everything in like black culture without ever saying anything about black culture, you know? Like it nailed like bringing the social commentary into it without ever it made us talk about something that it didn't talk about. I think that's the big difference.
Yeah,
It's like
that's the
what I was
difference
saying the other day.
between a
Like
good
I
writer.
don't like when you explain the metaphor. It
Yeah,
ruins the experience. What was the metaphor for then?
that's how. Like I've mentioned it before. I hate like my comics being overly political. No, I like there being political stuff in them, but I don't want them. I don't want them to be the news. I can turn on the news for that. If you want,
Yeah.
that's the difference between a good writer is if it's not on the nose. You know what I mean? You don't.
Mm-hmm.
If it's right on the nose, you're just a bad writer. I can do that. I can
Yeah.
regurgitate the news and just take the anchormen and put them in superhero costumes and pretend like they're heroes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope we get something better out of it. I would hope that J.J. Abrams is there to kind of like balance the scales.
I honestly don't
But
think it'll
I don't
happen.
know. Yeah, I feel like it's not gonna come out as strong as we're expecting. If
No, I don't
it
think the
goes the
movie at
route
all
that
will
it
happen.
does, now if they just put Coates and J.J. Abrams on it, names on it as a production credit, and then they really actually have somebody else do it, then it might turn out okay. But based on the idea that J.J. Abrams and Coates are writing a Black Superman movie, I don't see this being anything less than a train wreck.
Well, I honestly don't think it's going to happen. Like in the development stage it's at, all they have is they have JJ producing it and Coach writing it. They haven't announced a director. They're at the stage where they're looking for one. And just based on I mean, it's very easy to find feedback from everybody in every aspect and walk of life. And not one person has been like, this is a great idea. Not one person's like, I can't wait. Everybody from every walk of life has said, why are you doing this? This is not how you champion this side of an argument or for this people or for this movement. This is you're actually doing damage. So I would say there's no way that they can look at all this feedback and proceed with it in the direction it's going, but it is Warner Brothers and they're here in recent years, they're just amazing at doing the exact opposite thing as what they should do. Like they are so
Yeah.
good at doing the wrong thing; it's become their staple.
Yeah. And I mean, my thing is like right now, what we have heard, supposedly the way that they've said it is they're doing a Black Clark Kent, and
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. Like, and the thing that really drives that point home is that out of all the podcasts I listen to, all the YouTube I listen to, all of the social media I interact with, everybody that knows anything about anything comic books, their first thing is like all of the African American community that I know in this sector of the world, the first thing they always say to me since this news dropped is quite literally, why are they doing a Black Clark Kent when there's already Black Superman that they could do a story about? Why can't
hmm
we have a good version of Steel? Why aren't we allowed to have a good version of Calvin Ellis? Like
Val
why
Zod,
do
Calvin
they?
Ellis, Steel. Where's
Yeah,
Static
like
Shock? Where's
when even
Icon?
yeah, like even when even the black community is saying like we don't want a Black Clark Kent, you would think they'd listen to that. You would think, but they don't seem to care.
And what blows my mind is like this shows you how bad of a writer Coach is. Why hasn't he said it? He's attached to the project. Why hasn't he pointed that out? Why isn't he the one championing the cause if he's the champion of the cause that he's, you know what I mean? If he's trying to
Yeah.
bring so much social awareness to the African American community, why is the African American community saying, dude, you're horrible at what you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the opinions are pretty unified across the cultural and race
And
spectrum
that
on this
also,
issue, and Warner Brothers seems to not want to let up on it.
look what that says about the character of Superman as well, because there's been a lot of race swapping characters here in years, and uh, nowhere has it been as unified as it has with them doing it with Superman, where everybody said, "Don't do that. That you're actually hurting any kind of progression. You're dividing people.
Hmm.
This isn't what you do." But like, there's Selena Kyle's a person of color in the new Batman movie. It looks fantastic. Jim Gordon's been swapped with Jeffrey Wright, isn't it, from Westworld?
Yeah.
Perfect casting. Like, if you watched Westworld, like, this dude is Jim Gordon. You know what I mean? But with Superman, who's everybody already relates to on the level, like Superman's supposed to relate, and doesn't matter who you are. Like, Superman is just set. That's just how everyone visions and sees Clark Kent. That is who he is. And I don't know. They're
Yeah.
just rubbing people the
Yeah.
wrong way.
And the other leading theory on this is that, um, Robert Pattinson's Batman is like an Earth 2 scenario.
Yeah.
And so that this would be his Earth 2 Superman. But I mean, again, like people have said, like why is it okay to make a black Clark Kent in a different universe, but you can't do like Calvin Ellis that can interact with your primary universe? Again, you're like second tiering the race. You're saying
Yeah.
like they're not good enough to cross over with everything we've been working so hard on already, that we're going to keep them over here so they can't cross over in this other separate but equal universe. Like, what kind of message is that to send? Why wouldn't you be like, no, we're going to bring Ellis in, and he is going to go fist to fist with Henry Cavill or something? Like, make him an equal. Don't put him somewhere else and hope that people are okay with that. That's a
Dude,
weird.
I love the Calvin Ellis character. Watching Tom Taylor develop that character through the Earth 2 stuff and how he starts out as a pacifist and Supergirl, like, it was a cool moment where Supergirl got to serve her original purpose. Like, she was originally sent to Guardian Clark, little Clark, and didn't necessarily have that. But in the Earth 2 scenario, like, she was able to kind of steer Calvin in the right direction and like get him like more balanced out, because he's just a total pacifist. So like, it's just a lot of cool story and a lot of cool ground, and it is, even though it's another Superman, it's still really original. He's still definitely
Yeah.
his own character, and they're just throwing all that to the wind. Man, we got to get you on and talk sometime, man. I would love to actually hang out and chat with you, brother.
Yeah. I love when you drop in. I mean, he left Apex. That means something.
Something, yeah. I was watching him live stream that game. I had no clue what it was, but I hear him talk about it. I was watching him live play it the other night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they don't have to. They can just go grab them. They're there. They're created. And we
Yeah.
had mentioned
Like,
it.
you
Like, yeah,
don't. And that's the thing. Again, this is what they don't seem to understand about Marvel is like, go find some, not even obscure characters, just find some like B and C tier characters that have never gotten their, comeuppance, and put them in your movie and give them that. Like, make
and
them somebody for the comic writers to go write about.
we were talking about that last night. Not live or anything, but about Peacemaker, how that character is going to end up probably being a smash hit because people are able to get introduced to the character without any preconceived notions. There's not a lot of backstory to catch up on or lore that you have to know about. You get to experience them properly for the first time and just fall
Yeah.
in love with what they present to you. No
Yeah.
strings attached.
Yeah. I mean, it's like what I was talking about last night with all of the characters that Tynan keeps dropping. Like, if you're just going to drop these characters and people learn to hate them before they learn to like them, the only way you're ever going to learn to like them is to meet them in a completely different way. Different writer, different medium, something like that. So this is a fresh start for a lot of these characters that people didn't fall in love with immediately and became your B, C, D tier characters. Now you have a chance to introduce the world to something with no preconceived notions and make them likable for once. So why wouldn't you want to do that for your characters? Because even if we don't like them in the comic books, if they take off in the movies and people like them, the comics are going to start copying that, and we're going to fall in love with them.
Yeah.
Like they always talk about how AT&T and Warner Brothers and DC have all this like these problems, and they're just going to like close down DC or whatever. Like there you go. If you want to do something for your other businesses, then let Warner Brothers turn some of these characters into something worth writing about in the comics that'll sell like hotcakes.
Well, like for what I've been seeing lately, it's been AT&T that's actually been the hero of DC that strong-armed Warner Brothers on a lot of judgment calls, like with the Snyder Cut. They strong-armed that into happening. They told Warner Brothers, like, we're doing this. They own Warner Brothers and HBO Max. HBO Max came with an idea and an offer. Snyder was on board, and AT&T said, "Do it." So Warner Brothers is the black sheep here that's making all the horrible decisions. You have HBO Max ready to take off, ready to just jump in the creative spirits of everything. And AT&T
the HBO name sells way more than the Warner Brothers name. I can tell you that much.
It's not just TV; it's HBO.
Yeah,
but you have AT&T that their whole thing is we have to do what works. And if they think that the Snyder Cut can work, they're looking at numbers. Like the biggest hashtag in history. Like do it, see what can happen. It's worth a shot. It worked. It worked very well. They're like, do more then. And Warner Bros. Like, no, we want to forget about it.
I'm not sure exactly at what moment this message was supposed to pop up, but yes to all of that.
I believe that the DC bloodbath is the reason for all these new Batman characters. They wanted Tynion to write them to beef them up. My 2 cents. What's the DC bloodbath?
Remember last year they did that restructuring and they went in and like fired Dididio and a couple of other people and restructured the whole thing. That was the bloodbath that he's referring to. The whole like cancellation of 5G or whatever and kind of collapsing it down into future state. All of that stuff.
That's not a new slogan, Austin. That's actually HBO's slogan since like 80 something. Like that's
early 90s, I know for sure. Yeah,
that's their legit slogan. Like it's not just TV, it's HBO.
Yeah, right. Like, of course, I will say Mark is a little slow on the news. He's really good with the books. He's usually up to date, but he is a little slow on the news sometimes.
Because I'm too busy reading the books.
Too busy being a fan.
Yeah, see my fandom, Ryan?
Right there.
I caught Ryan in the comment today. Yeah, Mark wears his fandom on his sleeve. Like, yeah, that's where you're supposed to put it.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that has something to do with it. Tynion recently talked about some stuff in an interview about analyzing data, and I disagree fundamentally with how he interpreted that data that he has, but I do think there is something to it. I just think he's completely misinterpreting it.
Yeah, in his defense, he could have been smoking PCP when he read that, so. Do you want to explain that data?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, he's saying that within the confines of new characters being within the last 30 years, he's saying that new characters are what are selling the most. And he's referencing things like Deadpool that was created like, 25 years ago or something? And then it took him like almost 10 years to actually become a likable character by somebody that completely remolded him. And so that's where I disagree, because Tynion claims that dropping all these new characters, that's how you, those are the characters that are selling. And sure, from the perspective of the spec market, they are selling, but they're not going to last. I don't think they're going anywhere unless somebody picks them up. If somebody's reading them now and is like, that's really cool, and then he doesn't write them, we're all going to forget about them. And then some kid's going to grow up that remembers when Miracle Molly dropped that one time when he was like 14, and he's going to be a comic book writer and he's going to reinvent that character. But a majority of these characters he's dropping, he's forgetting to actually develop them so we can remember them after we stop seeing them. And I think that's where the problem's coming from, is I'm not opposed to new characters. I just don't think you should just constantly drop a new character in every single book you write and never actually develop that character any.
What I
People are
don't get
still
is
looking
why.
forward to like Punchline character development. That character's been around for like a year now.
I was about to say why is there so many that go unnoticed though? Because new characters pop up in books all the time, like in the detective series before Future State, you had the Mirror pop up, who his whole shtick was he was like championing the citizens of Gotham. That's why he wore the mask with the mirror, because he is them. When you look at me, you just see yourself. And like, why didn't that character like, oh, a new villain, the Mirror? He's just meant for a short arc, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're just henchmen. They're just criminals that they're just meant for an arc. But it's just so weird that with Tynan in his case, there's just random fanfare around him. And my thing is, I think it all started with Punchline. Like he's just doing the standard inventing bad guys for the story. You know, you have your big bad guys, but you still have to have throwaway bad guys. But with Punchline, it was like a placeholder. You know, he invented the designer, just a throwaway bad guy, underbroker, throwaway for the story arc. But then with Punchline, there was a whole thing like Joker's got a new Harley, got everyone's attention. Now everyone's watching, everyone's waiting. I missed out on Punchline. I got to get the next one. And it's just a self-fueled thing where he might not actually have any real goal with him either, though. You're like, let me introduce a new character to play with. It's not meant for longevity. It's not meant for anything, but just because the whole Punchline event, it's created this kind of like as it blew past you and you missed it, you're just getting drawn in with it, you know, and you're trying to play catch up because you don't want to miss the next
one. Well, and it feels like a crossroads of a guy that's like trying to find his place in the history of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of seems time that the spec market is just like at an all-time high. And so I think that's part of the problem is like it's kind of feeding his ego. Like people are buying books like crazy right now. Like DC's coming in every month or whatever. Like, oh my God, we sold more than last time. And we sold more than last time. And he's like, oh my God, like people are really into my Batman stuff, you know? And it's really just like people buying 30 copies so they can sell 29 of them on eBay, you know?
Yeah.
And so that kind of sucks. I wish that DC and I wish that Warner Brothers, and I don't have any beef with HBO, but they're going to round it up in this too. I wish they would look at like Twitter and the reactions of fans that are actually consuming the media they're putting out and stop looking at the numbers of sales that they're getting because too many people are buying too many copies or so few people are buying too many copies.
Whoa, dude. About broke my eardrums. That's a good point.
I want new villains,
people that aren't tied to their past. Like with Ghostmaker, them trying to pigeonhole him into Batman's past is yet just another person part of his training years. Like that gives him some kind of special meaning.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is something I've long said about Spider-Man. Like, it gets too insular at some point when every villain is connected back to the same corporation and the same bad guy and the same remember that time you got bit by that spider? Well, really in this like janitor's closet down the hall from where that was happening at that very moment, I was also getting electrocuted while there was weird goo falling out of the roof. Like it just gets wild. And it's like, why can't a bad guy just show up? Why can't a villain just show up? Why does it always have to be connected to your family origin for some reason way back 1800 years ago, you know, like, come on, man. Like, it's so insular. It just gets really redundant that everything comes back to this one thing, this one moment.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a very apt comparison. That game
is that the Keanu Reeves game?
Yeah, that was the one that had Keanu Reeves in it. And the game came out for a moment, and then there was so many bugs, they basically had to pull it and refund it. And after that, like all the hype just really died fast from there.
That's a bummer.
I mean, they
man.
took off like a Challenger.
Oh no! Now that you say that, that's funny because you know, like the Challengers of the Unknown are like historically known in DC Comics are just getting screwed, and then you have the actual Challenger as well.
Yeah,
like that. Why would you have ever named a spaceship that? That was like I'm about to go get on the spaceship. What are y'all naming it? Challenger. Not getting on it. Nope. not doing it.
Nope.
That's a bad idea.
You're way too optimistic. I am not in for that. Oh, here you go.
We're
You're
not
starting a movement.
re-stigmatizing the Challenger with a spaceship. Not happening. You need to go somewhere else.
Let's see. Same thing with Sony and Spider-Man Venom. They need to really listen to Twitter and not funk with those properties. Yeah, that's another one. Like,
I don't get on there for not giving stuff.
Somewhat tiny bit, like microscopic, like, molecular level credit to Sony. They do have a lot of issues with like licensing and stuff because of how all of that lawyer crap works between how they get things. And so I know there are some issues with Venom based just on like what they have the rights to. Like they have the rights to Venom, but they can't put him in like New York or something for some reason, or like there's reasons that they had to change their script in their movie. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what all the changes are. So don't ask me there, but they do have some like licensing problems that they have to try to work around. So like microscopic credit to Sony for still being able to make something. But that being said, yeah, like all of their movies and stuff is constantly just like what the corporate structure thinks. Like Spider-Man 3, a big part of what happened with that movie was like Facebook and the internet and giving a voice to the internet and fandom there. That was just taking off. And people were all over the early days of Facebook like, I am not going to go watch this Spider-Man 3 movie if they do not put Venom in it. And all the like Sony corporate guys were looking at that information going, oh man, like this movie's going to bomb because Venom's not in it. So now that you filmed an entire movie and it's ready to go to the theater, we're going to push it 6 months and you have to get Venom into it somehow.
Worked perfectly.
Yeah. So yes, Sony has a real problem with understanding what the internet is saying and what they want and everything else. Let's see.
Real quick, C-list villain with the Austin over Peach. So big kudos to the At Week's End crew for getting that hashtag spreading. Because I've seen that. I've seen people hashtag that in separate streams that I wasn't even participating in. So that's spreading.
Yeah, there's stuff like in the first Venom movie, does he have the white spider on his right? Because that's part of the licensing issue. They're not allowed to use the white spider, so that's why he doesn't have it in the movie. Like there's a couple of things like that. It's tiny little things that help make Venom a character, and especially a character connected to the Spider-Man universe. And because of those tiny little things in the letter of the law, they can't do certain things that would really help them a lot.
PJ nailed something with Tom Hardy. He is a fantastic actor, absolutely top notch. But that's an improper casting job. He's not. Yeah, that's a bad casting.
That's the exact opposite of perfect casting.
Yeah, like it's pretty far off. Why would you ask him to do that?
Yeah,
like that. I mean, why did he say yes?
That's the real shame. Is we've seen Eddie Brock Venom appear like twice in major motion pictures, and both times the casting is some of the worst casting ever done.
Wrong. Again, with the Sam Raimi stuff, it lends a lot to the Ultimate Spider-Man. They took 1960 Spider-Man and what was going on in Ultimate Comics at the time, which was a running, ongoing, very current, cutting-edge thing. And in the Ultimate Comics line, Venom was not a roided-up jock. He was kind of dweeby like Peter was. So they went that route with that. Him shooting web out of his arm instead of making the shooters out of Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, they kind of blend those elements well. So they just chose to go that route. So Topher Grace
was a terrible choice.
It was a bad choice to go that route. But Topher Grace nailed that.
Well, I mean, even
Spider-Man, Eddie Brock just fine.
See, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with that Spider-Man or that Eddie Brock, but
the fact that Tom Hardy played an amazing Bane is that's crazy. So yeah, that's just Sony doesn't know what they're doing. Because Christian Bale's not a big dude either, so he worked good opposite Christian Bale as Batman when he played Bane. But just seeing him walking in holding his vest, you know, you're like, dude, this dude is just intimidating. And when that guy's like, I'm in charge here, and he just takes the back of his hand and lays it on his shoulder softly.
Do you feel in charge?
Like,
and Like,
So
I'm sorry,
good.
but I do like fundamentally disagree with all the voice haters. I loved the way they did his voice in that. I thought it sounded great, and
You
his
ready?
delivery was just like perfect. You know, like
You
in that
ready?
scene, he's so calm and in control.
Why would you shoot a man before throwing him out of the plane?
Ah. And
Yes.
again, that witty dialogue is just so good.
Yes.
Like, there's so many elements of that came together.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure it came up in this episode, or was that somebody else? I could have swore that y'all did the Bane voice in there. I think, oh man, I forget who did it, but it was great.
You think darkness is your ally? I was born in the dark, molded by it.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love those lines, man.
and Alfred calls it too. Like talk about Christopher Nolan is such a great writer that when yeah, he's such a great writer that when he was writing Alfred's dialogue about the first time they kind of caught Bane on camera, he's talking about the ferocity of him. And then when you actually see him fight, I mean, you can't see his mouth. You know, you have to get all of your expressions from Tom Hardy's eyes. And he is such a phenomenal actor that he delivers on that. You know, you can just see it all, like the pain that, and he's not even mad. You know, there's never any anger coming from his character. It's just all just intensity. It was so good. And that
Yeah,
movie wasn't as good as The Dark Knight. I mean, it doesn't have the Joker in it, but it was such stellar
it
performances
was top
across the
notch.
board.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I get it, but I tend to be pretty forgiving of endings if they're not awful, because I don't know, like an end is really hard to write, especially when the ride was so fun. You know, how do
Bro,
you wrap things up
I
perfectly?
loved it. I loved it. You just handed me Nightwing. You just dropped that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was Robin the whole time. So then when you look back on it, you're like, he just taught him the importance of no guns. He just taught him the importance of every man can do this. He just like he did it so perfectly through that. Just little nuggets here and there. And it was already ingrained in Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character to be that person, you know. So it was, man, I thought that was a great way to end it. There he
What
is.
is
What's
up?
up? I'm technically working. I'm gonna claim that I'm taking my 15-minute break at work right now, you guys.
This is like a tax write-off, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Mark? Hey,
What is
Man, what
happening,
is up?
brother?
Thanks for having me on. I had to come out because we're talking voices, and Red is starting this new segment where we actually start voice acting these pages from indie comics. And
Oh, that's awesome.
when you guys brought up Bane, I was like, I need to be a part of this. I need to do this real
Yeah.
fast.
All you need is a cup. That's all it takes is a cup.
The perfect echo.
Are you sure about that? All I need is my hands. You think darkness is your ally, but you merely adapted the dark. I was born in it, formed by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing to me but blinding.
Yes, nailed it. Nailed it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I
When
had
does the segment start?
So we had one already on the C-List Villains podcast on our YouTube channel. We just recorded it this week, matter of fact. But we're gonna do the next one in June. So I think we're gonna do this like once a month. Red's trying to collect and talk to all these super indie guys and trying to talk to them, trying to talk them up so that way we can push their stuff also. Because comic books are comic books, whether it comes from Marvel or super indie. We all have that same love. So he's like, we got to give those little guys a shot. So June's gonna be the next one. We don't know exactly when, but we have one scheduled for June.
Let me know when you're going to pull this one out.
Speaking of which, did you see? I think it's Comic Mint or Comic Elite. They have a We Live #5 sketch being released. I want to say either today or tomorrow.
What?
Well, wait a minute. I just downloaded the Comics Elite app yesterday because you get 1 hour early access to their stuff with the app. And I know you're right there with me, but
You got that, John Jay?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yes, I ended up getting that also. It's like I need to download the app so I can go ahead and get that John Jay. I'm looking through it. Hold on. The Comic Mint. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
go
will
ahead and
open
share
it too.
this. Oh no, you can't see it. You can't see it. You cannot
Gotta
see
hold
it.
it. It'll focus after a second.
No, because it's super white. So it's basically We Live #5. It's the blue sketch from Inaki Miranda. It's the Palladian sketch concept cover,
I
and
need
that
that.
releases today at
I'm
5
looking at it.
p.m.
It's on sale now.
Oh, it's on sale now. Oh man, I better go get it. Hold on.
Oh, it
hold on.
almost looks like one of those. What do you call it?
It almost
Golly.
looks like Exo Man of War, doesn't it, or something?
Oh,
like
it's sold
that.
out already.
It's sold out already.
Yes,
So
CGC
I'm gonna
9.8s, non-graded are sold out. It's sold out.
I'm gonna go cry now. I'm sad.
Wait, I wonder if is it already sold out, or is it just like some places will put stuff up and it just won't be it'll be listed as sold out for a little while. I don't know how I missed this, but
On sale today, Friday, May 14th at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I actually thought it was Pacific time.
You're in fairy tale time too.
I'm totally in fairy tale time. I'm going to be in Uber fairy tale time later on this year when I'm 3 hours ahead going to Hawaii. And so then
nice.
I'm over there. I'm waking up at like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like normal for me over here. It's just gonna be crazy.
That is such a sweet cover.
It's what I like about it is that it's just minimal. It's basic, but it looks great. I love the design of those Palladians.
Yes.
All right, you guys,
How
I gotta get
excited
going.
are you?
I gotta go because I gotta get back to work. I just wanted to come on and do the Bane stuff, man. Love you
Yes.
guys.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me,
Yeah.
guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take
All
it
right.
easy. That came into fruition quickly. That's awesome.
Yes. That was awesome, man. He delivered that whole line.
Look, here's another. Okay, so he's doing a lot of those covers. It looks like because I just hit up the old Phoebe, and look at Hototo. That's a cover.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is a
that's very
cover.
nice. Sweet.
Wow. Oh my God, that We Live. It was $25 sold out. It's already listed online for $100, $70. Good God, these
Good
people
Lord.
are savages.
Right? Man, them bots, they have no feelings.
They don't. It's like they're
No
not real
sympathy.
people.
All these like
Dude,
automated
a We Live
responses.
set, a We Live set for the 5-issue set is sales prices are $125 now. I just gave that set away, man. I feel like an idiot. But Ruben Guzman won it and got it, so I'm not mad about it.
That's what's up.
These prices are insane. First print, Aftershock, $50 for issue 5. $53 for an issue 1. Dude, this book is blowing up.
That's
You know, we
what's up.
warned these people, Ryan. We warned them.
We were talking about it. Talking about it.
Now I've got 2 copies of issue 1, first print, second print, third print. I went back and got those second and third specifically because what you talked about on our conversation with them about the subtle differences that you're able to find in the different prints. And when you talk about that satellite, like, what's satellite? I went back and looked at my first print, actively looking for it, could not see it. Went and just happened to find the second and third print on shelf that week, and boom. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's going up like that. But yeah, as soon as I saw that second print, I'm like, it just stood out like a sore thumb. It was the first thing I saw on the cover at all. That
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I keep it close to the vest, you know.
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing a free comic book day video. Free comic book day is going to be August this year, but they're starting to be announcements of stuff coming. And I follow Free Comic Book Day on Facebook, and I forgot that I did because Free Comic Book Day has its own Facebook page or group or actual sponsored thing. And I got a notification on my phone sometime this past week where they posted it, I guess, for the first time since last year's. But I'm going to be doing a video on Free Comic Book Day here really, really soon, talking about the books that are dropping for it, because they've already announced a few of them. I don't know if there's a full slate of announcements, but that's going to be something that I think people would be appreciative getting that information earlier than later, because I know some of the scalpers get out there and the flippers get out there, and not all shops even are able to participate in it. So you have to have resources to find it. So I'm going to try to basically do a new comic book day video, but on the free comic book day stuff that's coming.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you ready to get out of here, man?
No, I feel like I just got excited.
E-Man showed up and got us all hyped.
Yeah, dude, we're only an hour and 30 minutes in. We have 3.5 to go.
I was gonna say 4 is the new standard, right? 5.
Yeah, it does wonders for your watch hour.
You didn't see my other commentary in the chat, did you?
In this one?
In the at week's end chat? Chris just replied to it. What makes you think Canada wants Wisconsin? Give them to Denmark.
Give them to Denmark. Dude, he's awesome. He's easily one of my favorite people.
Yes. I love that he can like take it and give it, you know. Like he hits us with some good ones, and I always feel like kind of bad when I write something about Canada, but I'm like, no, he's a cool guy. He gets it. It's just fun.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know how this is, but I feel like we're losing the tally contest. I always feel like we're losing the tally contest. It's 2 against 1. This is America. You would assume, like, just because of how America acts, it would be easy to win a tally contest. But the only thing that he like, the only check mark that we get is healthcare, and they get free healthcare. But we learned here recently they don't.
Yeah.
They sacrificed their whole monetary system for it.
Right.
What a shame.
What a shame. But we get free shipping.
Yeah, we get free shipping, says Tyler. That's funny.
I love Lee's response. Yeah. He was just like, I think I win.
Yeah, me and the wife and the kids are about to hit the highway. I'm going to go hit the vape store, and I have to go hit the supply store and buy some grooming supplies before Monday. I have to show groom a couple of Airedales. And if you don't know what an Airedale is, I don't have a way to describe it other than a Schnauzer and a German Shepherd mixed, which is an honest description. It's think of a Schnauzer, but huge, and the coat being tighter and more wiry. And the way it gets groomed is very intricate. And I've never had to show groom an Airedale before, but this lady breeds dogs. And the litter has just come of age, and she's going to start showing them this coming week. It needs mom and dad looking not like ragamuffins that just had kids. That's just she's a very responsible.
A little closer to 20, a little less 40.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a responsible pet parent, and she's just making sure that they're properly cared for. So that's a long stretch to go. And these are dogs that you have to have maintained because of their coat and everything. And you can't really do anything with them while they're going through the heavy nursing stage. They can't be away from the kids. And yeah. So I'm a little nervous in the sense that I don't want her to be upset with it.
Yeah. My parents breed these fluffy white dogs, and they're very high maintenance too.
Big or small?
It's I don't know, I guess a smaller, like a.
Are they Bijons?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's like a Bichon Frise or something.
Yeah, Bichon Frise. Like Jenny Frisian, but dog.
My sister, she breeds dachshunds.
I'm all about the Weena dogs around here. Ain't that right, Eddie? Or, hey, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. That gene totally got left out of my body, so. Like kids are hard enough.
This is a fine specimen of a wiener dog right here. He has a great pedigree.
He's the Batman of wiener dogs.
Yeah, you good, buddy?
I'm a peak human specimen that slams Red Bulls and researches in my satellite campus underground house.
TJ combo behind me. wearing faith over fear parachute pants.
Oh my god, that scene was so stupid. And suddenly I can see everything.
Dude, I don't know. I don't remember what his pants said. It wasn't Supreme, but for some reason, all my memory tells me is it says faith over fear because it was that dumb. And I'm here in the South, so
Yeah.
during the pandemic, everyone started putting out these execution devices, or I think they're called crosses by most people. But they started putting these execution devices in the front yards with like Christmas lights on them and writing faith over fear. I'm like, well,
Wow.
go cross traffic blindfolded and remind yourself that.
Right.
Yeah, then y'all run out and panic, buy all the gas. You know, we have a gas shortage over here on the East Coast. It's only
Yep.
on a station level. There's a Russian cyber attack, whatever that means, and
Yeah.
broke the supply chain temporarily. They just stopped shipping the gas for a minute.
My wife,
So
she was like, I heard we're supposed to like go get a bunch of gas and stuff, and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, they said that they're running out of gas, so we should go get gas. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked it up, and it's like, oh yeah, all the gas coming from Houston just isn't where it's going, but we still have plenty here. Like the gas that we're sending other places, it's not getting there, but it
If you
has
want to
nothing to
mail
do
us
with
some, that'd be
us.
cool. Yeah, we have 3 vehicles, 2 that we use regularly. Like I drive one to work and one's a family car. And then the other one is my wife's older car. And we just stopped to put gas in them. And what it is there's plenty of gas. It was just for one day they stopped running the trucks, shipping. So everyone just panic bought. You know, if everyone buys gas outside of their regular schedule and buys at the same time, you deplete what's at the station pretty fast. So then you're waiting for the next truck to get. And as soon as people see those yellow bags on those handles out of order, they panic. Go get the 5-gallon paint tubs and dump the paint out.
Everyone's losing their mind.
Yeah. Exactly. So then it just starts fueling itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happened with the toilet paper last year. People heard scary things, and then they saw people walking out of the store with toilet paper, and they're like, oh, this is a bathroom problem. We need to get toilet paper. And then everybody just like, each person buys more than the person before them because they don't even know why they're buying it anymore.
Yeah. Dude, with the whole TP crisis, before the TP crisis started, like I buy a TP in like the big 18 packs. I'm like, I mean, you're going to use it.
Oh, I
mean,
shop at Sam's.
Yeah, the only reason you don't use it is because you're dead. You know what I
Everything
mean?
comes like.
Yeah, so I had bought one and I put it in the house, and like on the way home from work, within a week, I'd forgotten that I bought it. And for some reason, when I stopped to grab whatever, like coffee and creamer on my way home from work, I thought, oh yeah, I'm supposed to grab toilet paper. So I bought another one. And so we went into the toilet paper crisis with like 70 rolls of toilet paper in the house. So we never even had to think about getting more. You know, the kids in diapers, so they kind of they wear their toilet paper.
Right. Yeah, we shop at Sam's, and so like we buy like the big thing, and then when we're about halfway, we buy another one, and then all of that happened when we were down to like 1 1/4 of one, you know. So we were pretty freshly stocked. I was like, I'm not worried.
Yeah, buddy. What? What do you want to ride in the road? No, that's tomorrow. We're going to take the bicycles tomorrow. We're going to go to the canal. We're going to ride down the canal, so we'll be next to the river and stuff. You'll be able to see all kinds of cool stuff.
Snakes and lizards and frogs.
There's roads over there. Like here, you know, in Augusta, you know, it's very historical stuff, and the canal was built like right off the side of the river, transport stuff up and down. There's a lot of mills and stuff. Okay, well, we'll go in the morning. We're gonna get Pop's truck and load everything in the back and drop him off at the lake and let him run back to his own truck. My dad like jogs, like he's like Forrest Gump. You can just like set him out and he'll just run until he has to stop. You know, he doesn't get winded. He just does it regularly. So the canal's like 7 miles or something from the lock and dam at the top of the area, and it goes all the way down to downtown, whereas by my dad's house, and we have a lake down here. So we're going to drop him off at the lake. We're going to drive up to the lock and dam and park the truck and get the bikes. And we have the little tow behind thing that the kids can sit in. I can just ride them behind me. So we're just going to get out with the bikes and bike down to the lake while he's running from the lake to the truck and just pass him somewhere along the way, you know. And yeah, then he'll just drive down to the lake and get us. It'll be cool.
Cool.
I'm excited. Like fun. Hell yeah. really work out my glutes.
Just like Lord Zed.
Yeah, buns of steel, bro.
Buns of steel.
Yeah, that's America's ass.
All right, man. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, if you are, it's your show, man. I'm gonna keep going to you. I'm not good at goodbye. We've established this a long time ago.
Yeah, true that. I'm not very good at them either, though. I mean, you saw how I was late coming back from the family. So,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I had a video drop today. I bought like my first ever spec book, so go check that out. Pretty excited about it. It stays
Well, you
close
just
at hand, but in a safe location. Dude, I've gotten like 20 views on that video, which is like 4 more than I've ever gotten on any other video. So my whole audience has seen it, I'm pretty sure.
I saw it a day early.
Yeah, you got the full experience.
The director's cut.
Yeah. And then tomorrow I'm going to drop hey man, you're right on time. So tomorrow I'm going to drop a Dino Thrashers interview, Dino Thrashers 2, and go to that video
right now.
Throw a hashtag Dino Thrashers into the comment section, and then next Friday during the live show, I will do a comment picker, and we'll pick somebody to send a copy of Dino Thrashers 1 to. So make sure y'all check out that video tomorrow, and take care of that. And then on Saturday, wait, tomorrow is Saturday. So how about on Sunday, I drop another like spec market video that I'm pretty excited for. And then Monday, I have something for Monday. So I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, that's like 2 or 3 days worth of content. So check all that stuff out.
That's right.
At Week's End on Sunday evening, I'll be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got going on, man?
New comic book day video will drop tomorrow, Sunday, on the Comic Vets channel, and the Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks video will come out where him and I will both select one book from this upcoming new comic book day that we suggest you consider picking up, and we'll tell you why we suggest that. And then Sunday night, of course, you, Comic Vet, and myself, and who knows who else might be or might not be joining us for At Week's End, a spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics and so much more, where we just spoil books and news and shows and movies or whatever we decide to talk about. And then I don't know from there. I'm off for the next couple of days, so I'm going to try to pre-record the entire week worth of content. I'm going to try to get way ahead this weekend.
Nice. Cool.
And I'm almost at 800. I've hit 790 subscribers 6 times now. When I get to 800, I have something planned to do. I'm excited about doing. It's something you've seen before, but different, but the same, but different. So be sure to share the channel out.
That sounds like a perfect sequel.
Yeah, it is. The same, but different. Reminds me of 22 Jump Street. They're addressing it the whole time. But yeah.
Right.
I'd like to hit that 800 before the weekend's over. I feel like
so what he's saying is he needs to hit 790 4 more times and then good to go.
Then right over to 800.
Then right over to 800.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen this happen with my channel before where you just start losing subscribers, then you wake up to like an influx of 10 or 15 overnight. Tyler wants to know what's your next grail.
I can't spoil that here. It's 2 days away. Y'all should be excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to mute myself.
I guess my next grail is going to be some more Peacemaker stuff. It seems it's something I like. It's reasonable to collect. I'm very interested in more. After that, who knows? I don't know what I want. Whenever people put out those like January videos or like December and they're like, my grail goals for 2021 or whatever, I'm like, how are you doing this? I don't know what I'm going to want in 6 months. I don't know what I want today.
Trying to figure out dinner still.
What?
Where?
Yeah, see, I told you I don't know why it does that even when I'm on other people's stream, Ryan. I muted myself.
That's kind of cool that I have a superpower. Yeah, I always want a superpower. Whoa. Upgrades. Okay, well, you have a super wonderful Friday. I'm sure I'm going to talk to you more.
Yeah.
I hope all these people watching and listening have a wonderful Friday night, and check out all these videos we just talked about. And I'll practice my Mad Matrix skills.
Do it.
Yeah. All right, y'all take care. Hashtag We Are Legion.